The welding industry is changing fast, and if you want to keep up, it's not about just learning one process anymore. Welcome to WELD. I'm your host, Beau Wigington, and today we're taking you inside the brand new CWB Group Center of Innovation. We're out at the grand opening with Trent Conrad, VP of Business Development, and Beth Peck, Learning and Development Manager, who gave us a full tour of everything this facility has to offer. In this episode, we're breaking down what we saw, what it means for the future of welding, and why facilities like this are so important for training the next generation. We dive in right now. Hey everybody, we are up here in Milton, Canada at the CWB, at the Center of Innovation. The ribbon cutting just happened, and they have this place stocked full of innovative products coming to the welding industry that are gonna really shape the future of it. So we're gonna take a tour, see everything they have for you to learn about. Come on, let's go. So Trent, here we are, Center of Innovation, Welding Industry Day. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration about putting on the event.
Yeah, I mean, it's for the industry at the end of the day, right? So CWB's invested money and working with the government, different partners, and we built some really cool things here, right? So we wanted to showcase different things that we're doing in the automotive welding space, manufacturing automotive, and really just push that out there into industry and get industry excited about, collaborative partnerships and what we're doing.
And you did a panel today on Industry 4.0. Can you explain just a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, I mean, Industry 4.0, it's the intersection right now, robotics, automation, AI. How does that come into place with welding, right? Manual arc welding processes, hey, that's still going to be a thing, but we got to be able to integrate these other things to stay competitive. So yeah, we had some great discussions for about an hour, just latest and greatest that's happening and asking more questions than maybe we have answers right now. But yeah, it's just really excited to see a lot of people getting behind, this next wave of what's coming for industry and how to keep Canada and North America competitive.
So tell us, what is this room all about?
Yeah, so this is our innovation hub in the Center of Innovation. So this is where suppliers get to bring in their technology and show off the latest and greatest. So you can kind of see here we have cobots, we have simulators, laser welding, and we got some ultrasonic phased array going on in the back. But yeah, this is an opportunity for suppliers to just showcase the latest technology. When people come to our building, walk through the facility, then they're going to get exposed to it. So just a really cool opportunity to get different brands out there and show students, hey, this is where technology is going for welding.
And the big demo over here today is with NDT. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're showing off over here?
We're showing the latest and greatest in ultrasonic testing. This is called phased array ultrasonic testing. So the difference between traditional ultrasonics and phased array is instead of just examining things at one angle, we now shoot at 45 angles at a time, and we phase these images together to show a cross-section of our welds and a bird's eye view of our welds. The biggest advantage is that you can record these files. You can open this 10 years later and you can prove that your weld was either defective or not. You have the data, you have evidence of everything, and everything is way more traceable.
Dang, and you don't have to cut it open to see what's going on.
That's right. You don't have to cut it open, and most importantly, you don't have to do an X-ray with ionizing radiation, potentially putting your workers at risk, having exclusion zones, shutting down your job for a few hours. With this, there's no safety issues whatsoever, and it's the most sensitive NDT method currently.
So Mike, Welding Industry Day, you got EVs, you got automotive, you got welding shop, you got all kinds of stuff. What was the inspiration of bringing that all under one roof?
Yeah, so the big thing about bringing it all under one roof is where we are today. Our head office, Milton, is in Ontario, Canada. Ontario is Canada's center for automotive, and so CWB has been in this space for quite some time. Most people think of us as like the structural guys. Those are the people I go to about structural steel, structural aluminum, and those are the folks that certify my welding inspectors. But really, we've worked with a number of different industry verticals to try to come up with new and innovative ways for them to be able to train their staff, but also bring the right suppliers of equipment and manufacturing technologies to the industries to help them make themselves more productive and ultimately more competitive across the world.
So this is a new addition to the Center of Innovation. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, brand new. Right? So brand new, we have this beautiful facility. So we partnered with a group called iCar, right? And so, big certification body, both in Canada and the US, right, for vehicle repair. So we partnered with them. And what this is it's a hub for electric vehicle repair. Right? So we're getting more and more EVs on the road. There's a lot of specific things, mainly safety, that people need to be aware of when working on electric vehicles, right? And so a lot of, challenges, safety issues. So we have different stations here set up where learners can come in, experience, hey, how do I disconnect this brand or the battery before we do any work, right? You can imagine what it's like welding on a normal vehicle, making sure that works with all the electronic components. EV just ramps it up again, right? Yeah. And so there's a lot of considerations to go, okay, how do I do electric vehicle repair? How do I even do basic maintenance stuff on an EV? So this is kind of the hub for us here in Canada for that.
You're saying dangerous working on EVs. Yeah. What are some of those precautions people got to remind themselves of?
It's the shock, right? Like the voltage and everything. Like we've heard stories that, EVs are getting in car crashes, right? And you jaws of life to cut apart a normal car. Well, if you have a high voltage electric line traveling through there, dangerous for both the people in the car and the first responders, right? So there's a lot more considerations that you need to have, right? So this course, maybe less jaws of life and actually cutting cars apart, right? But much more so, okay, how do I disconnect all the batteries, right? How do I make sure that that's safe? How do I double check, right, before we do any kind of maintenance work on it?
So, Matt, can you tell us what's the inspiration behind Welding Industry Day here?
Yeah, so Welding Industry Day was about opening up our new Center of Innovation here in Milton, Ontario. So we've done a lot of renovations to the building through some government funding, and the goal here was to really showcase what the future of innovative welding looks like in Canada. We have a bunch of new material and equipment in the building. So there's a new welding test center. We have an innovation hub showcase. We also have our new EV repair center, as well as our Canadian Collision Repair Academy.
That's a lot of stuff.
That is a lot of stuff. It's pretty exciting. We're pretty excited about it. We want everybody to know about it.
So tell us about this section of the Center of Innovation.
So this is the Canadian Collision Repair Academy. So our goal here is to work with the manufacturers and restore the vehicle back to their structure integrity. That's our ultimate goal. So we do structural repair and welding training as well. So we ISO 9606-1 for steel and -2 for aluminum. So we do aluminum welding training and the steel welding training. And then we do 2 structural classes. We do an Audi and a Volkswagen. Volkswagen is a 2-day, Audi is a 4-day. But our goal ultimately is to restore the vehicle back to its pre-accident structural integrity and educate the people, the technicians that are out there, to make sure that they understand what the car's made out of. Because there's so much different structural integrity built into the vehicle now. There's aluminum and steel and those multi-material vehicles, ultra-high strength, minimum strength material. So they all have different repair procedures. Some you can't repair, some you can repair. So it's without the procedures, without access to the manufacturer's procedures, you don't know how to fix a car.
So if I was sent here to get some training, what would that look like?
So ultimately, we always start with the structural side, right? So the actual repair side.
like this guy.
So this part here, yes. So we would, again, section procedures. So they're there for a case of if you're changing this piece, you don't want to change the piece next to it for nothing. Mm-hmm. So they'll have a sectioning procedure if allowed by the manufacturer, which we cut this piece off, and you can look at this side example. So if we're replacing this piece, we'd have to replace this piece because the slide's underneath it. So they'll give us a sectioning line where we're not touching the structure of the vehicle, we're just replacing the damaged component. So if there's no damage here, why have to replace this if this is damaged when we can just do a small repair, if it's allowed. If there is no sectioning procedure, then the part has to be changed, that part has to be changed, and this part has to be changed, and so on and so forth, right? So everything intertwines itself in the vehicle. So very important that we have the procedures, make sure that we're following step by step, using the right materials, equipment, the hardware, all that. Those things are a big factor.
All right, so here we are, Center of Innovation, and education is a big part of that. So can you tell us a little bit of how that fits into Welding Industry Day?
Yes, we just opened a test center here at the facility where we're running a lot of practical training, a lot of it with government-funded partners. So we're targeting newcomers or people that need to upskill. So we've got the practical training component now where we used to just have a theoretical component to our training.
And how do you feel like overall the building? Are you excited it's done and ready to be shared with the public?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have everybody here today, and I think people will be very excited when they come through the building.
Lots of stuff going on in here.
Yeah,
huh?
so this is our weld shop. I think we have 15 booths, nice big booths. We can see Liberty brought in some orbital TIG welding stuff, and they got some really cool equipment. Our education team actually made some really good content related to it. So online learning, so you can learn before you actually get in and take the course, and then you have all those video how-tos when you're out in industry and like, how do I do that again? And you can watch the videos.
Look it up.
Yeah.
So around here, what we do is some of our practical training. So we run a series of actually government-funded education programs, training, servicing newcomers to Canada or people who need to upskill their welding. So we have a series of cohorts going through here all the time, people learning hands-on practical training.
That's cool.
Would you like to come see?
Yeah, let's go check it out. I see we've got lots of booths going on.
4 days a week, this is used now for education and training. And then on the Friday, we run a test center out of here as well. So people can come in for their testing.
Oh,
to
dang.
this facility too, which is new in Milton for us.
That's awesome.
Opening its doors.
As far as like signing up for classes and for testing, like what's that process look like?
Well, for the funded programs, there is actually like a recruitment process for each program because there's a target requirement entry for that program because it is funded programming. But each program would have a person responsible for that recruitment. Often it's our partners, our funded partners in the community.
Okay. And then testing wise,
Testing wise, you can make an appointment online.
find it online.
Find it online.
Well,
Yep.
thanks. This is sweet. These are nice booths.
It's brand new, right? It's really nice in here. So.
And they all come with a beautiful speed glass.
Yeah. A lot of partners have helped us here, donated, sponsored, getting things set up. So you'll see them around the facility.
That's awesome. So Danielle, here we are, Welding Industry Day, and how does the association play into events like this?
The CWB Association is so excited to be here and to help support this event. We're a whole community, a welding community of welding professionals across Canada. And this is what we do. We help promote and support welding and all the innovative technologies that there is to explore.
And yesterday you had a bunch of the chapter heads out here, or chairs, coming up and just kind of meeting up. What was that about?
Every year we have our end of year event. That always happens at the same time as our event. And all of our chapter chairs and executives get together and brainstorm new ideas and celebrate the wins that we've had this past year. Our chapters celebrated 85 events in one fiscal year, and that's getting out into their communities, promoting and supporting their local communities of welding, and we're really excited to be here and to celebrate that.
Well, congratulations. That's a big accomplishment.
We are a whole welding community with 105 years of legacy, and we are very proud and dedicated and passionate community of welding.
Just keep up the good work.
Thanks so much, Beau.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Weld, and a huge thank you to Trent and Beth for showing us around the new Center of Innovation. One of the biggest takeaways I had from this experience is just how much the industry is evolving. From automation and advanced inspection methods to EV safety and specialized training. Facilities like this are not just impressive, they're necessary to keep welders, technicians, and companies ready for what's coming next. I'm Beau Wigington, and until next time, we'll see you out there. Have you heard of Weld.com?
I heard they're really weird people.
Yep, I heard the same.